Today is the sixth Sunday of Easter Cycle A. In the first reading, Philip, one of the 7 deacons who was chosen to distribute food to the Greek-speaking widows, went to Samaria and preached the gospel. Everyone paid attention, and they were of one accord. They all believed in the promises of Christ. They were united in faith. And because of this, many miracles began to occur in their midst, and their numbers increased dramatically. How wonderful it would be if our whole community, St. Bartholomew, could have the faith of the community of Samaria. There would be lots of healings and miracles in our midst. We have to believe in the power of the Holy Spirit who can make this happen. The Holy Spirit is the second advocate that God the Father sent to help us. Jesus was the first. Most Catholics do not know much about the Holy Spirit except that He is the third person of the Trinity. According to St. Augustine, God is love. But love cannot be solitary. Love always goes out of itself. The love of the Father goes out and begets the Son. The Son returns the love to the Father. There is a circular flow of love from the Father to the Son, and the Son back to the Father. This circular love we call the Holy Spirit. And where there's perfect love, there is perfect unity. Now in the beginning, there was only God, and God was everywhere. Therefore, when He created the universe, since God was everywhere, the universe was located inside of God, within the flow of the Holy Spirit. The example I always give is, if you well and tell the fish in the sea, if it wasn't for the ocean, they would all die. You say, what ocean are you talking about? So yeah, the ocean supports all the fish in the sea. That's why St. Augustine, St. Paul tells us, in God we live, move, and have our being. The Holy Spirit is the transforming power of God. It was the Holy Spirit who healed the woman with a hemorrhage, who changed the water into wine, who we call down during the Mass, to change the bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ. It's called an epiclesis prayer. The Holy Spirit who raised Jesus from the dead. We need to invite the Holy Spirit into our lives so that God can work through us. The flow of the Holy Spirit through us is affected by sin and our desires. If you compare our soul to an air conditioner, if the filter is blocked by dirt, sin, the air conditioner, the Holy Spirit, cannot travel through the machine to the soul. Sin can block the flow of the Holy Spirit through our lives. We can choose also to limit the flow of the Holy Spirit by regulating the fund or closing the vents. If we give up on all control, that is defined as being docile in the Spirit, the Holy Spirit will fill our lives with joy and will enable us to do God's works, including mighty miracles and wonderful deeds. The Greek language in which all of the New Testament is written had 4 words for love: eros, philia, caritas, and agape. Agape. Eros is romantic love. Philia, brotherly or sisterly love. Caritas is love of buildings and of civil projects such as bridges and wells, which help the community and is the origin of the word charity. Agape is the high form of love which Jesus models for us. It is unconditional, humbling service, and sacrificial. It is not motivated by superficial appearance, emotional attraction, or sentimental relationship. Agape has a great sense of responsibility or duty towards others, like a mother towards her offspring who has a young baby who's demanding for food and comfort, is not affectionate at this time, but she knows she has to care and love that child. Agape is why Maximilian Kolbe, St. Maximilian, offered to be executed in the place of a father so that the family unit, that man's family unit, could survive in a prison camp. Agape energizes us to act. If we love Jesus, we will keep his commandments, which can be summed up as loving God and loving neighbor. We will care for our brothers and sisters who lack the basic necessities of life, such as food, water, shelter, clothing, and or a sense of belonging to a loving community. Agape love is not just a feeling or an idea. It is when that feeling or idea is transformed into action. We have to be careful when we say we love and we have no action. Ultimately, if we love Jesus, we will produce acts of loving kindness. If we are not producing acts of loving kindness, we cannot claim to love Jesus or to be keeping his commandments. If we love Jesus, and I hope we all do, we'll all love all of his family, and that is all of